shaking at the knees. Could I come again, please? Yeah, the ladies were too kind. You've been thunderstruck. 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 I was shaking at the knees. Could I come again, please? Hey, hey. La 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 la. 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 You've been thunderstruck. 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 Yeah, yeah, it's alright. We're doing fine. Yeah, it's alright. We're doing fine. Oh, thunderstruck. 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 You've been thunderstruck. One, two, three, four.
Everybody get up. Everybody get up. If you can't hear what I'm trying to say, if you can't read from the same page, maybe I'm going deaf, maybe I'm going blind, maybe I'm out of my mind. Okay, now he was close, tried to domesticate you, but you're an animal, baby, it's in your nature. Oh, we don't need no paper, that man is not your maker. Just let me liberate you. You're a good girl,
I know you want it. I know you want it. I know you want
but
it.
you're a good girl.
You're purple blessy. Jugband get blessy.
I hate these bird lines,
I know you want it. I know you want it. I know you want
but
it.
you're a good girl.
The way you grab me, not wanna get nasty. You go ahead and get me.
What did they make jeans for when you got the jeans on? We don't need no scene for. You're the hottest bitch in this place. I'm one
Hey, I'm Coach Joe. I just love my Hummer. I believe the Hummer is the best vehicle on the road. Big, tough, aggressive, and it represents everything that we want at Ole Miss. I have my Hummer. You need a Hummer. Tell them about it, JoJo.
Mississippi, they are here. The new Rogers Dabbs H3 Hummers are here.
The folks at Rogers Dabbs Hummer are first-team players. Come see them.
Rogers Dabbs and Hummer like nothing else. New H3 starting at just $32,000.
Love it.
Say your prayers, little one, don't forget my son, to include everyone. Tuck you in, warm within, keep you free from sin, till the Sandman he comes. Sleep with one eye open, gripping your pillow tight, exit light, enter night, take my hand, off to Never, Neverland. Something's wrong, shut the light, heavy thoughts tonight, and the yarn of Snow White. Dreams of wars, dreams of liars, dreams of dragons' fire, and the things that will bite. Sleep with one eye open, gripping your pillow tight, exit light, enter night, take my hand, we're off to Never, Neverland.
Now I lay me down.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Pray the Lord my soul.
Pray the Lord my soul to keep.
If I die before
If I die before I wake,
pray the Lord my soul.
pray the Lord my soul to take. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Never mind that noise you heard. Just a beast under your bed. In your closet, in your head. Exit light, enter night, grain of sand. Exit light, enter night, take my hand,
Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the Jibbity Jabbers Jugband Jamboree. I did not come up with this gimmick, but in any case, I'm Jobbers. He's Jabbers. Hello, Jabbers. Uh-oh.
Hold on, technical difficulties. I'm not sure if you can hear me or not.
I can hear you. Ruh-roh. Oh, no. We're off to a fast start. Give us a chance, folks. It's been a couple weeks. We took some time off for the holidays. I hope you all had a solid holiday season, at least if you're American. And if you're not, that's fine, too. I hope you had a nice couple weeks. There's Jabbers.
There we go.
All good?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you now. I couldn't hear you before for some...
Uh-oh. All right. Well, hopefully we all squared away. So here, take two. I'm Jobbers. Say hello, Jabbers.
Hello, Jabbers.
All right. Welcome to this complete cluster F of a gimmick stream where we've got Thanksgiving-themed heads at the beginning, but it's also a jamboree, but it's also going to be an extravaganza because we plan on this being our longest show to date. So get yourself some food, something to drink, cold or hot, doesn't matter, and strap in because we've got a lot to cover. But how was your holidays, Jabbers?
I had a pretty good holiday. I got to spend some time with the family. I got to spend a whole lot of time hanging out with the wife. So it was all in all a pretty good set of...
Cool. Mine was okay. A lot of driving. That was annoying, but managed to survive. No guardrails damaged. No cars lost. So it's all good. And the family's doing
good
nice.
Deal.
All right. Before we get into it, though, I got a couple of housekeeping things I want to take care of. First of all, what seems like an eternity to go, I can speak English. An eternity ago, one Malcolm from the North subscribed, so thank you, the one black man in Canada. Appreciate it.
Best black man in Canada.
And also some housekeeping is I feel compelled because I play that sound clip all the time of the guy saying you need a Hummer and whatnot in Broski's server that I feel bad that he missed the commercial, so I feel compelled to play it again. Would you be disinterested in that, Jabbers?
No, let's do it.
All right.
Everybody likes a Hummer.
Yeah, I think I'm going to replay that because I feel like it should not be missed. So here, let me get this all set up, and let's go to... There we go. And 3, 2, 1.
Hey, I'm Coach O. I just love my Hummer. I believe the Hummer is the best vehicle on the road. Big, tough, aggressive, and it represents everything that we want at Ole Miss. I have my Hummer. You need a Hummer. Tell them about it, JoJo.
Mississippi, they are here. The new Rogers Dabbs H3 Hummers are here.
The folks at Rogers Dabbs Hummer are first-team players. Come see them.
Rogers Dabbs and Hummer like nothing else. New H3 starting at just $32,000.
Love it.
Whoops. I love that damn thing. I love that stupid ad.
Tell them about it, JoJo.
Tell them about it, JoJo. In fact, give me a second.
Tell them about it, JoJo. You need a Hummer.
All right. All right, good. Roger Dabbs, yeah, exactly. Dabbs, oh, yes, I didn't even think about that. Oh, my God, we're tying all the gimmicks together. Yeah, he's the Jake Paul of Hummer dealers. Dabbing on all the deals. All right.
Dabbing on the haters, JoJo.
Tell him about it. Put Jake Paul. Tell him about it, Paulie. Oh, man. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, now that my stupidity and low IQ nonsense is out of the way, let's get into the news. And again, this is a smooth transition. We're going from tell him about it, JoJo, to, by the way, a president died. But yes,
this is the sad news for the week.
but yes, this happened yesterday. Let me pull it up. George Bush Sr. dies at age 89. George H. Bush, president from, I believe, 88 to 92. Does that sound about right? One-term deal.
Yeah, that was it.
Who was then followed up by Clinton.
Yeah, he was followed up by Bill Clinton, who famously got elected on the back of a saxophone performance, I believe.
But those glasses were impeccable.
Yeah. Well, so it is kind of sad. I've always kind of viewed George Bush as being the last dignified president. I think since then, all of the presidents that have followed have been less and less dignified and have gotten less and less dignified over time. So he's really the last of the, I guess what you would call the upstanding and respectable presidents. You know, it's the last of the presidents where you can say that, you know, he definitely had an ideology, but I may disagree with him, but I still liked him overall.
Fair enough. Again, he was a little bit before my time, so I don't know a whole hell of a lot of what the context was of the time, other than I know we were coming out of the Cold War, and then there was the beginnings of our rumblings with Saddam Hussein and whatnot. But beyond that, I don't know a whole hell of a lot about him in terms of, I guess, what he accomplished, what he didn't accomplish, whatever. I hear his wife's a nice lady, but that's about it.
So the biggest problem that George Bush faced as far as his presidency goes was that he was elected on the back of the idea that there wouldn't be any new taxes. He wasn't going to sign a bill that was going to introduce any new taxes, and then he actually had to reverse course on that. And so that's kind of what marred his presidency. You know, I mean, we were getting to the end of the Cold War, but to be honest, the most shocking parts of the Cold War had pretty much happened by the time he was president. You know, so everybody remembers him essentially as, you know, Iraq War 1, and you know, and the fact that he raised taxes when he promised he wouldn't.
Yeah, because I think it even mentions in this article the exact thing you're talking about, where his catchphrase going in was just something like "read my lips, no new taxes" or something. Yeah, his famous '88 campaign promise: "Read my lips, no new taxes," and yet, as you just said, that didn't exactly come to fruition. By the way,
Right.
Tater Snake says, before your time, was he president in the 50s? Hey, man, winky face. Yes, Tater, I forgot. I'm grandpa. I'm 65 years old. I voted for, you know, Teddy Roosevelt the first time. Yeah, ha-ha, tee-hee. But so, in your humble opinion, again, I know you have your leanings and whatnot, but if you had to give him, I guess, a letter grade, what would you give him?
I'd give him a B. Maybe like B minus B. I don't think that he was a particularly great president. I don't think that he was a particularly bad president. So, you know, I mean, I'm not a person that believes that that there should be no new taxes ever. But you know, if you're going to promise something like no new taxes, then probably introducing new taxes is a bad idea. I think that probably the reason most people remember him fondly is because of the fact that he was coming off of Reagan. His competition, I can't remember who he ran against in 92 or in 88 rather.
I was going to say 92 was obviously Clinton, but 88 here, I could look it up. 1988 presidential election. He ran against, Dan Quayle, Michael Dukakis.
Yeah, Dukakis, who I think that Reagan beat handily 4 years previously, if I remember correctly. So, you know, I mean, he wasn't really up against. It wasn't like he was up against a big named politician or somebody most people remember. But you know, I mean, the presidency itself, I mean, it's pretty much going to, you know, how you look at George Bush's presidency is going to depend on where you come down on the first Iraq War, and where you come down on the economy at the time.
Oh, it's funny you say that because I just want to put this up on screen. I did not realize this, but A, this electoral map in the 88 election is hilarious for a couple reasons. One, California's red, and B, the electoral college, it was 426 to 111. I mean, that's an ass kicking of the highest order.
Was this Bush in 88 or is this
Yeah, I just put it on
Reagan?
the screen.
Oh, here, let me pull up the stream here.
I can send you the link real quick, but yeah. Freaking that electoral map is just, whoo boy. Yeah, here. Again, I'm pulling this off Wikipedia, but I just DM'd you the link. Oh, it actually has the electoral map in the link I sent you.
Yeah, so this is not like the electoral map, believe it or not, isn't so. It's not really that surprising. And this is also, I mean, because we had a conversation about the electoral college and swing states a couple weeks ago, I think, before the House and Senate elections, and I said that the map constantly changes. So just because something is a swing state this year doesn't mean it'll be a swing state 4 years from now. And this kind of shows it. I mean, this is 1988, where the votes went. It's not really as surprising as you would think. Like, for instance, California being red, because you'd have to understand how the politics of California shifted and why they shifted. So California used to be a red state before a shift from so you had before unions essentially for actors and actresses. After that, you started to see more of a blue shift, and then things just dramatically shifted blue.
Interesting. Again, without getting into too much of the minutia of 1988's electoral colleges, I just saw that and I thought that was fascinating. I don't think I've ever seen. Again, I'm not like I've studied this, but I don't remember seeing an electoral map quite that lopsided. But after your explanation, that explains.
Actually, if you look at the, let's see, so this is 88, so either 84 or 80. I want to say it's 80. The 84 election, the map actually looks worse.
All right. I'll take a look at that real quick, and then we'll move on. Let me see here. So
yeah, I mean, if everybody's interested.
Yeah. 84 electoral map.
But I want to say the
holy
only
shit.
State, yeah, the only state he didn't win, that Reagan didn't win, I want to say was Minnesota.
You nailed it. Here, I'm going to put this on the screen. Look at that map. Holy shit.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, so I mean, to put it in perspective, because I want to say it was Dukakis twice. I mean, to put it in perspective, he jobbed less to Bush than he did to Reagan.
According to the map, it's Mondale, but
okay, that's right. It was Walter Mondale.
Tater thinks is Dukakis' campaign slogan: "J-O-B on the P-E." But yeah, so George Bush Sr. I'm trying to think. What was he? The 30? What are we on? 43? So he was what? The 38th?
He was 41st president.
41st? We got in that
Yeah.
high? Wow. All right. I feel like
it's mentioned in the first line of the article.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Bush Sr. served as the 41st president.
God damn it. I got too excited with the electoral map and whatnot. I got distracted.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I remember reading that. Shoot. I feel like a moron. Yeah, Bush Sr. served as the 41st. God darn it. Like, qualifications are out of the window. Ugh. All right. But yeah, so George H.W. Bush dead at 94. I think they said the funeral is going to be on the 5th and Trump's supposed to go. But yeah, that was the big news of the day yesterday.
Yeah, well, and that'll be interesting because there's no love lost between the Bushes and Trump. So.
Yeah, and from what I understand, he didn't go to Barbara's funeral or something like that. So.
Yeah, well, again, like there's no love lost between those two. So, and I'm not sure if that had to do with how Trump treated Jeb. Maybe the Bushes thought that Jeb would have won otherwise. you wouldn't have, but that's what I mean. You're free to think that, I guess. Or maybe it's just an ideological difference that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, low energy Jeb.
Yeah.
So now that we've got the sad news out of the way, let's get a little festive. Let's get into the late Thanksgiving Day spirit, considering it's already a week and change past, but that's okay. We're overdue. So,
yeah, I mean, let's see what Vox likes to write during the holidays when we're not reading their website.
So here's an article from Vox saying, Friendsgiving, because friends are the new family. How Friendsgiving season eclipsed Turkey Day.
Yeah, friends are the new family. Never mind that you can't pick your family, but you can pick your friends, apparently. I don't know. I don't know how liberals think. I honestly don't.
Well, I just remember the classic phrase that people used to throw around when I was a kid, and again, maybe I'm not trying to go back in my day, but the old standby was you can pick your nose, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. It was supposed to be like a parable that you can't make your friends do what they should or shouldn't do. You can only just advise them, and then after that, it's up to them. Something like that. And it was supposed to stick in your memory because of the picking of the nose. But anyway, Friendsgiving. Sarah Reynes, a 26-year-old creative strategist at Vox Media. I hate titles like that. What the fuck does that mean? Anyway, held her first Friendsgiving last year at her apartment in Brooklyn. Between 30 and 40 people showed up to the potluck, multiple of whom brought dishes from the Whole Foods hot bar. I mean, could this be any bluer if it tried? The centerpiece.
They can't even like get off their ass and fucking cook something.
Yeah, because that's not part of the holiday or anything. Is cooking stuff with the family, or even your friends. But no, we had to go to the hot bar at Whole Foods because cake with icing that read "Gobble gobble bitch." Oh, very clever.
Oh, they're festive.
Oh, very very good. Oh. Quote, on the spectrum of typical house party to formal Thanksgiving, it was like right in the middle. Like, yeah, she says.
Like, totally it was.
Like tubular, man. The mood was, quote, what if instead of Tostitos, people brought mashed potatoes and pies? Because I've always debated when I go over to parties whether to bring Tostitos or mashed potatoes. My God.
Which one of these would be more appropriate?
Yeah. What seems right for the occasion? Jesus. The evening was a success, clearly. While some people stayed to help clean up, others went out dancing. And Sarah even ended up with a collection of new dishware that people neglected to pick up. Quote, it can be very rare in New York to get together and eat home-cooked food, she adds. So it felt very intimate and cozy the whole evening, even though it was pretty crowded and rowdy at times. This weekend, parties like Sarah's will be happening countrywide. Over the past half-decade or so, the week before Thanksgiving has been widely understood as a glorious reprieve before the obligations of actual Thanksgiving, which can range from multi-hour cross-country flights to having to explain who Alexandria, I want to make sure I get this right, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is to your great-uncle.
Nailed it.
Did I get the ra right?
Nailed it. You got it.
Okay, because I remember laughing last week at I think she tweeted out something like, I still can't believe after 9 months in politics, people still can't say my name right. Anyway. I digress. In contrast, Friendsgiving season is a time to just hang out with your usual crew and eat slightly more calories worth of autumnal food than normal. While the concept of celebrating Thanksgiving with friends isn't exactly new, Friendsgiving is. A Merriam-Webster investigation notes that the first usage of the term in print or online was in 2007, in posts on both Usenet and Twitter. And no, it wasn't because of Friends, even though that would have made a whole lot of sense, and they're referencing the Thanksgiving episode of Friends, the one where Chandler's in a box, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so basically this concept of Friendsgiving where, again, we can read further in the article, but from what I understood, the too long don't read is that basically because of between the socioeconomic status of millennials and also the amount of transplants and people moving for jobs, opportunities, whatever, the concept of getting together for sort of a close-knit, stereotypical Thanksgiving has become kind of, well, how shall I put it? What's the word I'm looking for? It's become a challenge. We'll leave it at that.
Well, so I look at this differently. So Thanksgiving for me, it isn't a holiday about, getting together with your family so much as a holiday about appreciating the blessings that you have. So to me, like, it doesn't matter if you're getting together with your family, which has been the traditional way, or if you're getting together with friends. It's still Thanksgiving. The problem here is that these people aren't getting together to be thankful for anything. They're getting together because essentially they all have to go home and explain to their conservative family members, politics, because they can't have something be not political.
Yeah. And that's why I was tongue-in-cheek about the fact that they had to bring up Whole Foods and...
Yeah, well, and they have to explain, who Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is.
Yeah, why you can't keep that out of your Thanksgiving festivities, I don't know, but...
I mean, I managed to go an entire week without talking about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. So...
Yeah, I mean, when I was hanging out with my family, I don't think anything came up. I think it was mostly, I don't know, hey, Uncle So-and-so, what have you been up to? Wow, that's interesting. Can I tell you about my feminist agenda?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Naomi Diaz says, afternoon. Afternoon, Naomi Diaz. Thanks for stopping by. Melvin Dab. Though the kid says they released a video of... dabbing. Doe the kid said they released a video of Cortez dancing. If she wasn't a communist, I'd definitely smash. I don't know. Everybody keeps talking about her as being attractive. She doesn't really do anything for me. Anyway, again, stop bringing her up. We're trying to talk about Friendsgiving here. This is very important.
Yeah, Friendsgiving, everybody.
Yeah. Hex says, I managed to, and I am incredibly political. Well, good for you. That's kind of the point. Is you're supposed to be able to just sort of put that aside for, I don't know, not even a day, like 6 hours. And just...
Yeah, and just, stuff food in your face. If you can't help yourself, just stuff more food into your face. Because it's hard to talk with a pumpkin pie in your mouth.
Yeah. Taco Sunrise says, who keeps saying she's attractive? Oof. I see that everywhere. And, was it Doe the Kid? Yeah, if she wasn't a communist, I'd smash. Yeah, so, I don't know. I've been hearing about it, but again, yeah, I don't know. Just the concept of any family function, trying to make it adversarial or debatable or just, I don't know. That seems counterintuitive to me. But again, maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm a dying breed where, you have a nuclear family and people that care about you. Oh, my God.
Well, even if you don't have a nuclear family, again, it's a holiday about appreciation. So, if what you're telling me is, well, I can't appreciate my family members because they have a different political view than I do, then that's a you fucking problem.
Yeah. No, that's entirely fair.
I have family members that are right wing that I have different political views from, and I still on holidays, it's not about politics for me. It's about getting together and spending time together. So I can ignore the politics, but apparently a whole bunch of millennials can't do that.
Yeah, I think I'm technically a millennial. I don't know, but yeah, my generation is
millennials.
Oh, okay, but yeah, because I don't think our generation has so far been a glowing light of greatness so far.
No, this has been a dumpster fire of a generation.
But yeah, so Friendsgiving, quite a concept when you're too lazy to go visit your actual family or be thankful for what you have and just want to shove an agenda down other people's throats. Well, here you go. We found it for you.
There you go, Friendsgiving, otherwise known as Thanksgiving, but millennials.
On that note, we continue the Thanksgiving theme with turkeys gone wild.
Yeah, something less ridiculous. Somehow.
Yes. Something tells me this, the subject of this next story didn't attend a whole lot of Friendsgivings.
Probably not.
So we have from WXYZ in Detroit, wild turkey has become a nuisance to drivers in West Bloomfield. So from West Bloomfield, Michigan, even though Thanksgiving has come and gone. By the way, forewarning, this article is a cringe fest. There are going to be so many dad jokes you're going to frickin' want to vomit. Or at least find your dad and punch him in the face. I'm just warning you.
Oh yeah, it's dad joke, the article.
So, maybe I could read it like a news presenter and make it extra douchey. Even though Thanksgiving has come and gone, some folks in West Bloomfield are keeping an eye out for one turkey. Wait, that's a frickin' typo. Are keeping an eye out for a turkey. Oops.
Well, okay.
Somebody get on that editor. 7 Action News reporter Saima Chowdhury, I'm going to assume I got that right. The day searching for the elusive bird, police have now named Daryl, who is ruffling some feathers in West Bloomfield. There's dad joke 1.
So I just want to point this out, okay? So this article is written as if it was written by somebody other than Saima Chowdhury, but it was actually written by Saima Chowdhury.
Yeah.
So Saima Chowdhury just referred to themselves. I don't know if if Saima is a girl or boy's name. I'll admit. So I don't know if this is a woman. I'm gonna assume we'll just go woman. She's written about herself in the third person, which is hilarious to me.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, nice shot, says. Yeah, again, it could be Seema, it could be Saima. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain.
I
apologize if it's pronounced differently as well.
Yeah, I could take a guess as to the nationality or ethnicity, but I'm not gonna risk it. In these troubled times, I don't want to get Me Too'd or anything. So let's see here. So we got through dad joke 1, ruffling some feathers. He lends a whole new meaning to giving drivers the bird. Haha, like the middle finger. Get it? Heh, 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 heh.
Dad joke into dad joke.
Yeah, we've now got 2. That's because he's been a nuisance on busy roads. Deputy Chief Kurt Lawson of West Bloomfield Police said, quote, pretty bold. He actually goes across the crosswalk, end quote. He's been hanging around the intersection of Middlebelt and Maple Roads for the past couple weeks. Quote, all these calls, up to 30 calls per shift, Lawson said. We kept sending officers out there to check on his welfare. At least we know the answer to the question. Here it comes. Why did the turkey cross the road? Bleh. Bleh. Oh, I see killing joke. Bleh.
Bleh.
Bleh. That deserved a bleh. Hex says, all right, I got to jump out. I'll see y'all later. Thank you for stopping by, Hex. Have a good day.
Yep. Have a good one, Hex.
Quote, sometimes he will stand on the corner, just watch. Again, what? Am I nuts, or is there some grammar issues in this? This was not edited well. Sometimes he will stand on the corner, just watch the cars go by. I feel like there's a comma missing or and missing.
It's actually 2, just to watch the cars go by.
Oh, I guess that would work. All right. Lawson explained, I think he's pretty relieved he made it past Thanksgiving. Ha-ha! So good for him. That is actually a solid, okay joke. The rest of these have been atrocious. So imagine the police officer is a better comedian than the person who's a paid professional to write stuff. Anyway, in one police report, the responding officer wrote, quote, the turkey ignored commands, and that it has, quote, a complete disregard for authority. It's an anarcho-capitalist turkey.
What was that cop expecting?
Yeah, give me liberty or give me turkey.
He's got his sleeves rolled up. He's got a cigarette pack in his sleeve and a smoke in his mouth.
Mm-hmm. An Accurate Fool says, are you dabbing while doing that blah hand shot? I did not, because I don't want to gimmick infringe. That is entirely on Joker. That's all his. Where was I? Lawson said, quote, the department is having fun with it. Check it out. No, I think I'll pass. Quote, as soon as we post something on Daryl or put Daryl's pictures up there, we just get a whole lot of feedback, and we love it. And then it makes some reference to that apparently we're supposed to know to some guy, some cat, I guess, named Officer Donut. Ah, Jesus Christ. These people need to leave the goddamn county once in a while.
This story could not be more small town if it tried.
And just cringy. Quote, we see what Troy Police Department does with their cat, and we wanted to top that a little bit. Officers are concerned that Daryl could force drivers to swerve, causing an accident. That's why they are trying to rescue him and then release him in a park within the township, away from busy streets, just so he could then potentially walk right back to where he was. Woo! Woo! We asked Lawson if he is surprised Daryl wants to hang out in West Bloomfield. He said, quote, I'm not at all. It's a great community. Ding. I mean, you can just imagine him looking in the camera with a shit-eating grin, pointing with, you know, like a gun with his hand, and his smile shining.
He's got his hands on his hips.
Yeah, like, I'm not at all. It's a great community. Shing. All right. Ms. Stabber says, why don't they shoot the thing? Because it's after Thanksgiving. He survived. Survival of the fittest. He's an alpha turkey.
Not going to survive very long if he's crossing the road.
Yeah, he's an alpha anarcho-capitalist turkey. You don't fuck with that. Don't tread on him.
Jolly Rogers Bill's rudder. Here's a better one. Why did Princess Diana cross the road? She wasn't wearing her seatbelt.
Ah, too soon. All right, very good. So, an Accurate Fool says it's probably a leftist town.
No, there's no way.
Yeah, no. If they're, well, I don't know. Again, this is an awkward position for me because I feel like I could potentially comment on this, but I don't want to for fear that it will have identifying information. Dun-dun. I'll have to call LifeLock. But no, I've been to that area before. It's relatively blue collar. I imagine it's red. I'd probably have to pull up a map. But...
Well, you say that you've been to that area, but let's just go ahead and out you here. He's got pictures of himself with Possifer Donut.
Possifer Donut?
Yep. Yeah, it's a tradition.
All right. You know what? F this. You know what we're doing? We're Googling fucking Possifer Donut. I got to see what the hell this is.
Me too.
Possifer Donut. Oh, Google actually auto-completed. Possifer Donut becomes Michigan's first police cat. Are you fucking kidding me? It was on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. You have got to be kidding me. Okay, guess what? We're watching a YouTube video.
All right, fire up the Hangout.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. Let me get a watch together set up. I did not think this is where we were going, but screw it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. All right, no thanks. Let me see here. All right, so there's that. And let me see. I hope I have something set up. If not, I may have to... wait. Media. Can I do that? Let me see here. Cool. What does that do? Well, that pops it out. Ooh, cool. Nope. Screw it. I'm just going to capture the web page. Actually, let me see. Nope. That's not going to work. Yep, we're just going to do that. And here. Actually, that was... Oh, no. That works. So here you go, Jabbers. I'm going to send you the link, and we can watch it simultaneously.
Alrighty.
There you go. It is in your direct messages. We are going to see Possifer Donut sworn in, apparently, as a new Troy's police cat. Just shoot me.
He might.
Yeah, he's now, hey, he's allowed to use a weapon. He's allowed to use deadly force. All right, are you in?
Yep, I'm in.
All right. And Possifer Donut in 3, 2, 1.
Would you raise your right paw?
Fuck right off. She just said raise your right paw. This is this is killing me. Continue.
Notice all of the people laughing were women, by the way.
Oh, it's so adorable.
As the Troy Police Cat, your role is to act as an ambassador to the community to bridge the gap that sometimes exists between the police and the people they serve, and to help show the human side of the human officers.
As the Troy Police Cat, your role is to act as a representative and champion for shelter animals. Through social media and other outreach efforts, you will show people the joy that shelter animals can bring and promote the adoption of other shelter animals.
As the Troy Police Cat, you will act as a champion for a safe community. You will work with the human officers to promote crime prevention efforts and to take a strong stance against crime.
As the Troy Police Cat, you are the first Troy Police feline, and you are a trailblazer. You shall serve an inspiration for others and encourage anyone trying to make a positive difference in their community.
There's a child getting molested right now. Or a building burning down. Or an actual cat stuck in a tree. Oh, do they send in Possifer to save the cat stuck in a tree? Because he can relate? Jesus, this bugs the hell out of me. It shouldn't,
in a
but it does.
related story, Possifer was arrested earlier this week for murdering a mouse. So.
Oh, God. We're taking away your gun, Possifer. You're a loose cannon. Jesus Christ. I don't know. I've seen enough. You want to keep going?
Yeah, no, we can go ahead and we can go to the next story.
Holy shit. All right, let me catch up on the
Inaccurate Fool
chat.
says that this can't be any worse than a dog being mayor. Please tell me there isn't a town where the dog is a mayor.
I hope not. I hope that's a frickin' movie, much like, what was it, Turner and Hooch, where the dog was a lawyer?
No. So Turner and Hooch was, the dog was a witness to a crime. But the thing is, like, they were using the dog to gather evidence of who'd murdered somebody.
Oh, no, it was the Shaggy DA. That's what I was thinking of. Where it's a dog is the district attorney. Oh, no, Inaccurate Fool says there is a town with the dog's the mayor. All right, you got to link us, dude.
Fuck those people.
You got to link us, dude.
How the fuck do you elect a dog as mayor? That's ridiculous.
Oh, shit. I live in a country where a WWE wrestler is the mayor of Tennessee and a dog is the mayor of a town. What a time to be alive.
Well, I mean, to be fair, a WWE wrestler used to be the governor of a state, so...
Yeah. Oh, Jesse Ventura, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, and won multiple elections, not just one. And that's the facts.
It's a conspiracy. We're actually going to... Excuse me. We're actually going to touch on a story that I think Jesse Ventura would probably cover. I don't know if it's enough of a conspiracy that he would care, but it still seems like something he might dedicate an episode of his TV show to, but...
I don't know. There's no telling with Jesse Ventura. So...
Now, that guy definitely is a loose cannon. Unlike this Possifer asshole.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Let's move on to the next story.
Yes, let's not give Possifer the time of day. So yes, dogs and cats and turkeys crossing the street. All right, so now we get to a little bit of sports ball. Now you're in my wheelhouse, and I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm sure most of you are going to go, sports ball? Oh, no. But there's a reason for this. So, we have, from last week, this is from the Washington Post, it took 7 overtimes for Texas A&M to beat LSU in the craziest college football game of the year. And boy, what a game it was. Let's go through it, shall we?
Yeah, it wasn't until I actually seen the breakdown of the game when I figured out why it was incredibly crazy.
Yeah, so let's go through it, which I think is nicely summed up here. Let's play 7. Why not? Texas A&M and LSU hooked up Saturday in the highest scoring game in FBS history. For those of you who are unaware, FBS basically stands for Division I, so the top level of college football. With the Aggies coming away with a 74-72 victory in the 7th overtime. The game had everything, for better or worse. there was an erroneous celebration by the Tigers, which, if we look here, you can see head coach Ed Ogeron getting Gatorade dunked on, implying, oh boy, guys, we won the game. We won the game. Oops, except you didn't win. By the way, what else is funny is that guy right there, that head coach of the GIF we just watched, he is none other than...
You need a Hummer?
He's the same guy.
It's the same guy.
It's the same guy. So, not only did you have this was one of the many reasons I wanted to cover this, is it was a crazy game. You had guys getting Gatorade baths and losing. It was the you need a Hummer guy. And last but not least, what happened after the game was probably equally as crazy, as we'll see here when we move on to Deadspin Report. Jimbo Fisher's nephew was the Texas A&M staffer who foolishly tried to fight Kevin Falk.
So we have a coach trying to fight a player. If I'm correct, Kevin Falk is a player, right?
Kevin Falk is LSU's director of player development, a former NFL player, yes.
Ah, okay, all right.
Right. What makes this interesting is that it's Jimbo Fisher's nephew, who is the head coach of Texas A&M. So a former NFL player and director of player development for LSU is getting into a fist fight at the end of the game with the nephew of the head coach of the other team. Oh, it's just a cluster F. So this is a GIF of it occurring, but the best GIF is all the way down here. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Right here, we're going to play this. By the way, just so you can keep up, Jabbers, I'm looking at Brent Zwerneman tweet.
Yeah.
Where the subtweet is the one I want that has 722 people are talking about this. It's right above the statement by head coach Jimbo Fisher. Good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I'm going to play it in 3, 2, 1. So as you can see, the video plays. And you're going to see number 26, boom, of LSU just completely cold-cocked that guy in the face. Let's see that again for posterity. So I scroll it back to the beginning, and there's that guy in the white sweatshirt is Kevin Falk. Battle number 4, red shirt, boom. Because as I was talking with Jabbers last night, apparently in the South, they take football a little bit more seriously than everywhere else. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, Jesus.
So yeah, we've got players punching each other, coaches' nephews punching each other, former NFL players that are directors of player personnel punching each other. It was just a wild event that started at, I think, 7:30, and I think in the article previously it said it ended at like 12:33.
Yeah, 12:30 Eastern time, yeah.
So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I present you with the height of college football.
Well, and so, I mean, here's the thing is all of this is just covering up a game that was crazy in and of itself. You know, so the score of the game was 31-31 for a tie, right? The teams themselves actually put up more points in overtime than they actually scored in the regular game. You know, I mean, that's just crazy. Like, you don't see that very often. Usually overtime is, you know, I mean, even if they go long, you don't see that many points scored.
You know, everything about this game was crazy. Well, not only that, but to add on to it, too, sometimes, occasionally, you'll see it, at least in my experience. I don't know if you can corroborate this, Jabbers, but occasionally you'll see a crazy game like this, but it'll be between, you know, Appalachian State and Middle Tennessee State. And you'll go, oh, that's interesting, but who gives a shit? But this was two major SEC teams that with winning records in the top 25, this was no joke.
Right, yeah. They're just that good.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was probably, I don't think there's a whole lot of arguing. That was the craziest game of college football this season so far. I mean, it's tough to beat more points in overtime than regulation, 74-72, and people getting into fist fights after the game. I mean, I don't think you can top that.
Yeah, I mean, the two teams collectively scored 62 points in regular time, right? They scored 91 points in overtime.
Which is insane and unheard of.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane.
Let me see here. Doe the Kid. I've been to the UT and A&M campuses, and all I have to say, the women there are fucking amazing. Yeah, you're not wrong. And yes, we do from the South can confirm. Yep. G says, dude doesn't need a Hummer, he needs an ice pack. Yeah. Well, no, he doesn't. He got a bunch of ice dumped on him. He's fine. He's completely numb.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, like, so just so everybody knows, the reason that he got the ice dumped on him was because with, I think, 30 seconds left in the game, it looked as if they had just intercepted the ball to win the game 31-24. You know, this is, of course, before they realized they were going to have to play another, 1.5 football games worth of points, essentially.
Right. So they went from the highest of high of thinking, oh my God, we just won the game, fantastic, to, oh shit, we got to play for another few hours.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, that wasn't even the most shocking part of that drive. So A&M had the ball. It looked like they threw an interception. They ruled that the quarterback was down, so it was an 8-yard loss instead of the interception, which would have iced the game. And then later on in the game, apparently the Texas A&M Aggies spiked the ball, and I didn't watch the game. I think you did watch the game, right?
I did not, but I read about it enough that I can talk relatively confidently.
So the Aggies had spiked the ball, and the officials had ruled the spiked ball came after the time expired. Then they reviewed it and decided to put 1 second on the clock. For football fans, stuff like that is maddening.
Yeah, there's been too many. Hell, I can come up with 5 off the top of my head where the clock was an issue, and the game will be debated forever. Should it have ended? Should it have not? And this was one of those cases where I think common sense tells you the game's over, but the ref said no.
Right. So I mean, it was just a really, really weird game, start to finish.
Yeah, it had a little bit of everything. But yeah, so glad we could sneak in a little sports ball in there. It only took a game like this to make it worth our while, but goddamn.
Yeah, the kid said, just wait. They're going to let ATM and UT play against each other again. Wait till those fights start back up.
Ah, so he's talking about Texas A&M and Texas? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was your weekend in sports. I'm the sports guy here at the station. So we move on to something that at the beginning you would think, wow, everything looks hunky-dory.
No, don't say anything. Just let them watch the video. We'll see we'll gauge their reaction after the video.
All right. Fine. With no more context, I present to you a video for your consumption. No context, nothing. I'm not even going to share it with Jabbers. That's how little context I'm given. Even though he linked me to it. But here it is. And we play it in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, man, boy had the same problem
No,
last
they
year with
have
Harvey.
status on the side. He was just on the introduction. He got to click status. Look, you see it? Yeah,
Oh, real quick, I will give a little headphone warning.
you update. Oh, or not.
All right, seems pretty good, right? Seems Seems pretty hunky-dory, right? Looks like that.
You would think.
Looks like that kid got some good news. Jolly Roger's Bilgewater suddenly chimp out. God damn it! Oh shit! But yes. So, you see that video, you think, "Oh wow, good for that kid. Congratulations." Gonna assume he got into pretty highly acclaimed school there. Almost looks like maybe that crest on his sweatshirt. It was where he was trying to go, and it looked like he succeeded.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, he must have worked really, really hard, right? To get into Harvard. I mean, he must have great grades. He must have done a lot of academics. Had a lot of academic accomplishments. I mean, all the things you would need to get into Harvard.
Mm-hmm. Extracurricular activities, pillar of the community. Must have been just a stand-up guy. Until it turned out all of it was bullshit.
Yeah, it turns out the school that he goes to is a little bit more than shady.
So, as the New York Times says, Louisiana school made headlines for sending black kids to elite colleges. Here's the reality. T.M. Landry, a school in small-town Louisiana, has garnered national attention for vaulting its underprivileged black students to elite colleges. But the school cut corners and doctored college applications. Dope!
Yeah, see, this is I guess what you would call when keeping it real goes wrong.
Oh, I like it. Chappelle Show reference. I can dig it. Very good.
So here's the deal. So I realized that a lot of people think that the number of minority students at colleges is important. Here's where keeping it real goes wrong. If you're inviting minority students into your college that aren't capable of succeeding at your college, you're not doing them any favors at all. This is also true, by the way, of anybody else. It doesn't matter what race you are.
Yeah.
So T.M. Landry, because this is a really long article, we're probably not going to get to go through the entire article, but I definitely recommend it for anybody that wants to go through it. But to give the TLDR, T.M. Landry was a prep school, which is it's essentially it was an entirely private school. Okay, that its entire goal, okay, as a school was to coach kids to get into colleges. So they didn't take classes in the way that you took classes. As a matter of fact, sometimes they didn't have teachers in their classes. There are instances where grades were faulty, we'll say. There are instances where on college applications they were coached to lie, to make things sound worse than they actually were. I believe in one of the cases there was a student who was in his essay was told to say that his dad was a deadbeat, even though his dad wasn't a deadbeat. Just to make the story sound better. Combine that with the fact that there are also instances where the owner of the school was abusive to children. So let's see. This portrait, let's see. Yeah, here it is in the article. This portrait of T.M. Landry emerged from interviews with 46 people, parents of former Landry students, current and former students, former teachers, and law enforcement agents. The New York Times also examined student records, court documents, showing that Mr. Landry and another teacher at the school had pled guilty to crimes related to violence against students, and that police reports indicated that multiple witness statements saying that Mr. Landry hit children. The Breaux Bridge Police Department closed the case after deciding it was outside of the box of its jurisdiction. So, in a later paragraph... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, let me know where in the article you're reading from, and I can put it on the screen.
So it's right after I've got a Purdue ad, but it's actually... It's about a page down.
Give me a landmark, like the picture of the two kids playing basketball, or...
So it's after the video of abuse, fear, and intimidation.
After the video. Okay. So in reality, the school falsified transcripts?
Yeah, and then the paragraph I was reading is beneath the next advertisement block.
Okay. So the Landry's deception tainted nearly everyone the school has touched, blah, blah, blah. Ah, I got you. Found it. Okay, the portrait of T.M. Landry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so let's see. So where was I at in all of this? So 2 paragraphs down from that, in an interview with the Times, the Landrys denied falsifying transcripts in college applications, but admitted that he hit students and can be rough. He said, "Oh, I yell a lot." He goads black and white students to compete against one another because that's how the real world works. So, you know, this is basically just a really sad story for these kids. 2 shitty people that had no business opened a school, and for some reason, a lot of people paid tuition. Your thoughts?
Yeah, sorry, I was fiddling around with something. I apologize. Yeah, no, this just seemed... Well, another thing that sucks about this is that if you were to put a gun to my head, I'd prefer that the private market would be in charge of education, or at least offering the opportunities or the ability to get one. But when stuff like this comes out, it just sort of tars and feathers that sort of notion, and this gets people to go, see, we need the government to be involved and regulate it. Otherwise, you end up with this Mr. Landry guy and Mrs. Landry, and it's just, the whole thing's just gross. And part of it is, too, that sort of made it so that it came to this was this, you know, these diversity quotas and this need for, you know, higher education and the job market to sort of conform to this still sort of amorphous, you know, all right, what's a good percentage? Is it 50-50? Is it 25%? You know, what are we talking about here that at least I can never get a solid answer for, because I don't know that there is one. And I think this is a potentially, or at least partially, a symptom of that. If that made any sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Well, and I feel sorry for all of the parents that got taken in by this. I mean, at its face, I mean, you're looking at a school that has sent children to Yale, Brown, Princeton, Stanford, Columbia, Dartmouth, Cornell, Wesleyan. You know, I mean, like, those are all names where you just go, well, there's no chance my kid's going there. You know, and you know, this school is sending these kids to this, you know, presumably every year it's sending these kids to these schools. So, you know, I mean, so I could understand why it would be an attractive offer, but I mean, really, you look at how the school was run, and it's a mess. You know, I mean, there are, again, classes without teachers in them. You had, you know, teachers' aides teaching classes as if they were fully fledged teachers. You know, I mean, it's just really bad.
I'm going to acknowledge the chat a little bit here. Jolly Rogers Bill Schroeder, the government regulations are why this thing happens. The government regulations are why is a thing that happens. I think that's a typo, but I'll let it sit. Doe the kid, wait, the government fucks shit up. Who would have thought? Yeah, no kidding. Because, yeah, that's the fucked up part, is that if you read this on face value, on surface level, this sounds like a great thing. A couple of private citizens putting together a privately funded school for, you know, the lower in the socioeconomic status to try to give them a leg up or an opportunity to go to the best schools available. And when you dig a little bit deeper, it's just ugly.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, like, the kids that are getting into these schools aren't succeeding at the schools either. You know, they're finding out how much they weren't taught going into it, and how much they were robbed of, you know, and they're having to drop out to go to remedial programs and stuff like that just to catch back up, essentially.
Yeah, they're being set up to fail. They're being just coaxed along without any sort of Oh, Charlie Rogers says, I'm on the phone, Jimbo. Typo's going to happen. All right, I like it. I'm Jimbo. That's my Jugband Jamboree name.
Let them know, Jimbo.
Tell them about it, Jimbo. But, yeah, no. I'm actually, that was the other thing I was thinking of. Well, actually, two things I was thinking of. One, I'm going to post the link. I put the link in the description after every episode, but I'm going to put this article in the chat for anyone who's interested in reading it now instead of waiting for my lazy ass to put it in the description. But yes, this is the article we're currently looking at. It's a bit of a read, but it's both depressing and interesting, and just how deep and
it's a long read.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know that there's much else to say other than it's just the concept's great, but the execution was obviously shitty. And just a bummer.
Yeah.
With that said, the other thing, real quick, I'm just going to put it up on screen. I'll send you the link. But Inaccurate Fool DM'd me. Yes, there is, in fact, a dog mayor.
Oh, Jesus.
Here, I'm putting it up on screen here. I'll give you the link. It's in your direct messages. But yes, from CBS Minnesota, Duke the dog sworn in as mayor of Cormorant, Minnesota.
Because, of course, it exists.
Every dog... I'm just going to read. It's a short article. I'll just read some of it real quick. Every dog has his day. Oh, dad joke. And Saturday is it for Duke the dog. Duke was elected mayor of the northwestern Minnesota community of Cormorant, and he was sworn in Saturday. Organizer Tammy Odegaard says Duke got gussied up Friday night, his second trip to the groomer since election. Quote, he spends a lot of time at the dairy farm next door, Odegaard said, who notes she's now a member of Duke's staff. Quote, so twice in, like 7 days for him, is like, it's never happened. Like, totally. So I'm sure he's wondering what's going on with just that. His first grooming took 5 hours and came... All right, you know what? Nope. Fuck this. I'm done. Done.
If you live in a town that's elected a fucking dog as mayor, it's time to eliminate the position as mayor.
I'm reading an article about a dog's grooming schedule after he got elected mayor.
Inaccurate Fool can fuck off. He just said the dog got reelected.
Jesus Christ. No. Done. Done. We're moving on.
Fuck that town.
Yeah. And speaking of fuck that town, we may be saying that to D.C. here shortly because of silly mistakes such as New Mexico resident's ID temporarily rejected as foreign by D.C. clerk. This is according to NPR, and I'm deadly serious. So to give some context, the first paragraph does it justice. A New Mexico man applying for a marriage license in Washington, D.C. this month had his state driver's license rejected as a form of identification because a clerk and her supervisor believed New Mexico was a foreign country. Holy shit. So we got private education beating the crap out of people, literally and figuratively, and we've got public education making it so that people don't know New Mexico is a state. What a wonderful world it is.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and it's not just the person that was it also their supervisor didn't know that New Mexico was a state.
Right. So as we'll read further, he basically said, "This is ridiculous. Can I speak to your manager?" And the manager didn't do anything. The manager agreed, basically.
Do you? Oh, there's a quote. Oh my goodness, there's a quote in the article that's fucking priceless.
Well, I'm going to go through it. But so Gavin Clarkson, Las Cruces, New Mexico resident, said he was at the District of Columbia Marriage Bureau on November 20th, applying for a license to wed his then fiancée, when their nuptial plans hit a brief snag. The clerk told him he would need an international passport on the apparent belief that he wasn't a U.S. citizen. Quote, she thought New Mexico was a foreign country, he said of the clerk, as quoted by the Las Cruces Sun News. Quote, all the couples behind us waiting in line were laughing. the people in line knew New Mexico better than the people at the Marriage Bureau. Clarkson was a recent candidate for New Mexico Secretary of State and is a member of the Choctaw Nation? Choctaw? All right, I'll go with that. He said he protested the clerk's decision to her supervisor, who also failed to recognize New Mexico as a state. Well done. Well done.
Read the next quote, because it's brilliant.
All right. Do you want me to put on a particular voice or just say it?
Oh, yeah, the Melvin voice.
The Melvin? All right. You know, you were from flyover country when you were applying for a marriage license. Give them your New Mexico driver's license, and they come back and say, my supervisor says we cannot accept international driver's licenses. Do you have a New Mexico passport? Clarkson tweeted.
Do you have a New Mexico passport?
Do you have a New Mexico passport? Oh my God. It's like they assume we gave it back or something. Let's see. Catch up with the chat. Send gear with a bunch of facepalm emojis. Jolly Roger's Billswater, Jesus, burn that courthouse down. Doe the Kid, didn't one town elect a self-described wizard who wore a boot as a hat for mayor a few years ago? I have no clue, nor do I have all that much interest. Napalm Son says, government job security at its best. Yep. And Jolly Roger's Billswater, well, that's DC for you. So intelligence, much smirt. Continuing, it wasn't until Clarkson went back to the clerk again, insisting that his state's driver's license was a legal form of identification, that the clerk finally agreed to accept it and issue him a marriage license. I would have literally pulled out my phone, Googled a map of the USA, and shown it to her. And been like, that's it. That right there. God damn it.
Yeah. Just have her do the state song that you learn in like elementary school.
Oh, I forgot about that song. I think I had that.
Listen to that pause when she starts to go to New Mexico.
Yeah, she just skips over it. A spokesman for the District of Columbia acknowledged the area. We understand that a clerk in our marriage bureau made a mistake regarding New Mexico's 106-year history. Let me repeat that. 106-year history as a state, said Leah H. Gurowitz, Director of Media and Public Relations for D.C. Courts, in an email to the Sun News. Quote, we very much regret the error and the slight delay it caused a New Mexico resident in applying for a D.C. marriage license. Well, la-dee-da. Glad you regret the error. You just inconvenienced the guy. He ran for the Secretary of State. Ah!
I love how they phrase this as, it's a mistake. This isn't a mistake.
This is beyond.
Mistakenly forget states. That's not the way that works.
No, this is just incompetence squared. It'd be one thing if the clerk didn't know, but then the supervisor's like, oh no, it's legit.
Right.
New Mexico's, you need a passport.
That's the best part, is the fact that it's not only just the clerk, but then the supervisor comes and goes, nah, clerk's correct. You live in a different country.
Yeah, fork it over, you foreigner. Jesus. All right. Oh, then this was the cherry on top. As if it wasn't enough that they didn't know New Mexico was a state. This was the icing, the cherry, whatever. The creme de la creme, the coup de grace. Clarkson and his now spouse, Marina, a naturalized citizen from Argentina, said the whole encounter lasted about 20 minutes and ultimately they were married with a good story to tell about the process. Here we go. Clarkson's citizenship was not the only thing questioned by the clerk. Marina Clarkson speaks fluent English, but with a slight accent. However, the clerk complimented Gavin, not Marina, for his command of the language. That left Marina wondering, quote, why are you complimenting him on his English? Why are you complimenting him on his English?
So in case they missed it, scroll back up to the top of the page so you can show them the picture of Gavin.
Yup. Boy, he looks terribly foreign, doesn't he? Boy, he looks like he comes from, Tijuana or something. from Honduras, from Ecuador, from Barranquilla.
Argentina.
Yeah. But he speaks, oh, you speak English good, sir. Very good.
Yeah, you have very good English. I'm surprised, being that you're from New Mexico.
Yeah.
A state that proposes to be in the United States and speaks English, but whatever.
For 106 years.
That's a long time to lie.
Yeah. It's the globalists. It's a conspiracy. Get Jesse Ventura on it. Is New Mexico a state? Hold on. Let me get into my lab in my bunker. I got to do some chemistry to find out if New Mexico's a state or not. He does look like Garth Brooks. That's funny. Stabbers is correct. I didn't even think about that. I can't believe I know who Garth Brooks is.
A fat Garth Brooks.
Yeah. Well, Garth Brooks, when he retired and went to New Mexico. You know, a state. All right. So continuing with the silliness. Well, actually, I don't know if this one's more silly as it is just odd. We move on to, and a bit of a gag warning for those of you who may have soft stomachs. Just throwing that out there. But we have from Yahoo News. Woman's pregnant belly turns out to be a 57-pound ovarian cyst. That's quite a kid to be carrying around. A woman in Wales found out through an ultrasound that what appeared to be a late-term pregnancy was actually a 57-pound cyst. The internet... Go ahead.
Because healthcare is so much better in the UK, right?
Yep, that this woman didn't know until it was a 57-pound cyst that it was a 57-pound cyst.
The way that's worded, right, is that the doctors actually thought this was a late-term pregnancy. Because apparently we don't have any equipment whatsoever that could possibly figure that out a lot sooner than 77 pounds later.
So, the internet collectively freaked out this week over the news that what a California man thought was a beer belly was actually a 770-pound cyst. But men aren't the only ones experiencing this strange phenomenon. In a blog post earlier this year, 20-year-old Keely Favell shared pictures of a 57-pound cyst that she initially thought was either a late-term pregnancy or weight gain, because that's how you gain weight. It all goes to one place. According to Favell's blog post, when she saw her belly expand, she was too nervous to go to the doctor. Quote, "I was afraid that I would be dismissed as merely being fat." Yes, because that looks like just being fat.
Yeah, amazingly like it.
Once in front of medical professionals, quote unquote, Favell was examined for a possible pregnancy, but doctors found something else. Quote, "The ultrasound showed I had a large ovarian mass," Favell writes. "This led to me being referred to as a high-risk obstetrics." I think I got that?
Nailed it.
I was expecting obstetrician, but then obstetrics. I've never seen that word before. I'm glad I nailed it. Consultant who told me that surgery was a must, and I would be cut open from my chest bone all the way down to my pelvic bone, pretty much like an old-fashioned C-section. Favell ultimately went in for surgery in March, though doctors still weren't able to tell her exactly how big the cyst was, or whether it was dangerous.
Wow, you could probably guess.
Yeah, no, I would guess that that's going to cause you some issues. I don't know. But after more than 4 hours of surgery, they were able to successfully remove a 57-pound cyst. Although the 28-year-old didn't share exactly what type of growth it was, since she said the aftermath was, quote, plain sailing. It's possible she was experiencing a mucinous cystinoма. I think I got that. A cyst that begins on the ovaries, becomes filled with mucus-like fluid, or mucus-like liquid, then continues to grow. A woman in Alabama this summer shared a similar story in which she had a 50-pound mucinous cystinoma removed from her ovary, but an ovarian cyst reaching that side is very rare. I was literally half the woman I was going down. Jesus
Christ.
Oh, taco sunrise. I can't imagine how that smelled.
Really bad.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, exactly, Miss Stabbers. Normal people don't gain weight like that. To be honest, if I was from Wales, I'd rather have a tumor than a child as well. Aw, come on. Damn. No, I think this is a bit of a bigger job than a coat hanger could do in Accurate Fool, but thank you.
Yeah, Naomi said sometimes these tumors give off false readings. It happened to me. What we're talking about is the 57-pound cyst that doctors thought was a late-term pregnancy. That's specifically what that comment was related to. I can understand that somebody in the early stages of this might be confused, but not 57 pounds.
Yeah, not looking like that, no.
You'd be able to look and go, oh, okay, yeah, that's definitely not a pregnancy.
Yeah, unless she's got, 10 kids in there or something. I don't know. But even then, Jesus Christ. But all right, let's get out of the realm of the weird and nasty, I guess.
Yeah, let's move into something that's a little more clean.
So, I'm guessing you folks have probably heard the term money laundering, yeah? Well, what if it was done literally? So this is from the Associated Press. Money laundering. Dutch police find cash in washing machine. From Amsterdam. Dutch police who found 350,000 euros, approximately $400,000, hidden inside a washing machine have detained a man on suspicion of, what else? Money laundering. Police said in a statement Thursday that officers were checking a house in Western Amsterdam on Monday for unregistered residents when they found, the valuable laundry load. A photo displayed on the police website showed bundles of blank notes, mainly 20 and 50 euro bills, crammed into the drum. The officers also found a money counting machine, a gun, and several cell phones. The 24-year-old suspect's name was not released in line with Dutch privacy laws. So yes, we've got Dutch people basically bankrolling their entire criminal operation through a washing machine.
Yeah, well, and they were money laundering with a washing machine. Like, that's the thing. Like, you'd think when you read money laundering, they find cash in a washing machine. Oh, it's just a clever headline. No. No, they were actually money laundering involving washing machines.
It always fascinates me, too. I don't know if you watch these criminal shows that come on where after the fact they analyze it and kind of weave a narrative like Forensic Files or that kind of thing. But those shows always make me laugh because it always seems like the criminals are just morons and make just the silliest mistakes. And this is one of the best.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so an Accurate Fool says yes, this because that's how money laundering works. No, you're not understanding an Accurate Fool. They were using a laundromat to launder money.
Yes, they were hiding.
And police found the money in the washing machine.
Yeah, they found, like I was saying, their entire basically criminal operation: guns, cell phones, dollar bills, crammed in the drum of a washing machine. Oh my goodness. I'm almost tempted to go to the police website to look at the pictures, but
yeah, I mean, that's great.
But yeah, so yeah, the main thrust of this article and the reason we brought it up is just because of the delicious irony and humor in the fact that the people were literally money laundering in a laundromat. It's just a little too on the nose to pass up.
A little too on the nose. And they got a lot of money, too. I'm looking at the picture.
When you click that link, does it just show you the picture of the money?
Yeah.
All right, then I'll do it. I'll risk it. Yeah.
Oh, Taco Sunrise. I guess you can say these criminals are all washed up.
Oh, very clever.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, very good. Yes. We're CSI now. All right. Oh, no, I don't like that. It just asked me if I wanted to do cookies, and I hit acceptinin or something. It was in a different language. Oh, no.
Well, it's a Dutch police website. What do you think? It's in English?
Yes. No, I didn't think it was going to translate. It was just funny that I'm like, oh, no, I hit a foreign word, and I don't know what it does. but I think I can use my detective skills and activate my almonds and figure out that that was probably accept. But yes, there you go. There's a picture of all the money stashed in a washing machine. And then a bunch of hurdy-furdy.
Herfendurfen.
Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm going to do it. Hold on.
Like Google Translate?
Nope. Nope, you'll see. Let me see. Well, I should say the audience will see it here in a second. Hold on. Let me...
Pork.
Oh, you say that. Let me see here. Yep, gonna plop that in there. There we go. No. Why did you get rid of that? There we go. Let me put this on screen. And unmute. Oh, man.
I'm still waiting to catch it with the delay.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, there, it just came up. There we go. Yeah, the Dutch chef. It's all the same.
It's the Swedish chef. Yeah.
Oh, Stabbers was asking. Hey, look, it's blackout. Yes, Jolly Rogers. It's here. Let's continue. It's it's blackout cooking his pizza that he ate on that Thanksgiving stream.
Waiting the flapping jack and hooking. I'm still going this word about the hooking. He's going to board there. There's the board there, horn, spear, and horn there, the split.
Oh, shit. I'll wait for it to catch up. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think we've had our Swedish chef break. Oh shit. Viable Ninja. Dutch language is all phlegm talk. Seriously uncomfortable to listen to. Yeah. Oh, Flappin' Jack and Bork. Yes. Oh god. Oh, Viable Ninja says this is blackout after Opal. Okay. Good God. All right. Let's wrap up this Jugband Jamboree with our final story of the day. And then I may end with Swedish Chef just to end the show. So, our final story of the day is probably the goofiest. If all of that, everything we've covered so far wasn't goofy enough, wasn't asinine enough, wasn't as ridiculous as it could possibly be, we've got something here that just might top it all, just might qualify. We have from the, I believe it's the New Zealand Herald, correct?
Yes.
From the New Zealand Herald. Man pulled bags of cocaine from penis after arrest for laughing at cops. I'm not kidding. This is not a drill. This happened. And what I love too is it starts the article with a video called What You Need to Know About Cocaine. All the facts about the drugs. So yes, let's get into it. A man who laughed at police after they found no drugs in his pocket was later found to have hidden a bag of cocaine in his penis after a strip search a court heard. Newcastle man James Mason told officers, "Well, fuck off, you're not searching me before saying, haha, I told you I had your fuck all on us, you mugs." Was that close or no? Should I stop?
That was close. Yeah.
All right, I appreciate it. You can tell me no. You can tell me to stop. That's fine.
Well, I mean, it sounded more British than New Zealanders, but, you know.
Well, I mean, is this in New Zealand? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll find out. Okay. Yeah, I don't know a New Zealand accent. I mean, crikey, mate, dingo stole my baby, but it's not because New Zealand is separate from Australia. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's not what the Kiwis sound like.
Yeah. Uh-oh, Kiwis, Kiwi Farms, dun. The 21-year-old was arrested for being drunk and disorderly after swearing at police one too many times after an incident in a student accommodation. Now, I'd like to know what the statute is on swearing at the police. Because apparently he did it one too many times. I'd like to know what the limit is.
Well, I mean, the limit has to be at least one, right?
You would think. Unless they made it up. Let's find out. You know, the equivalent of sprinkling some crack on a already knocked out body. Let's see here. The 21-year-old was arrested for swearing at police one too many times. Student accommodation. But on the way to the police station, officers witnessed Mason fiddling with his socks before putting his hands down his pants, because that's as one is supposed to do. When they reached the station, police demanded he is strip searched. Mason then, quote, removed his trousers, pulled back his foreskin, and pulled a white bag of powder from his penis. Now, I gotta tell you, I'll freely admit I am circumcised, but even I don't know how the hell you're storing bags of cocaine in your goddamn foreskin. I mean, he had to have a frickin' hoodie going on or something. I mean, this is just ridiculous.
Got me. I got nothing.
Yeah, I mean, nothing to add. Okay.
I read this story and I was like, okay, well, I mean, that about sums that up. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, so we'll finish it out, then I'll address the chat, and then we'll go back to Swedish Chef to close it out. The defendant was asked what it was and replied that it was cocaine. Prosecutor Bethany, oh fuck you, Jen Drzejewski, oh Jesus, echo, said Mason was fined 120 pounds. Or is that,
it looks like pounds. Yeah.
Or is that quid? Or anyway,
no, it's pounds.
Okay, after he admitted possession of a Class A drug and being drunk and disorderly in a public place. Magistrates said that they had, quote, rarely seen such an example of foolish adolescent behavior, end quote. He was also ordered to pay 85 pounds costs and a 30-pound victim surcharge. Social media users poked fun at Mason, with one saying, quote, did they also check to see if he had any crack cocaine? Another one said, unexpected item in the bagging area. Both excellent. So yes, this guy was basically wins the Darwin Award. I mean, there's not much to say. You're telling the cops to fuck off, bragging about the fact that after they only searched your pockets, they didn't find anything, and you were sneaking cocaine in your foreskin. Top notch.
Yeah, I mean, that's just insane. Well, and the thing is, like, so he was sneaking it in his sock. Then he realized, oh shit, they're probably going to strip search me when I get to the police station. So he decided, well, what can I do? I know what I'll do. I'll slip it in my dick.
That's the last place they'll look. If they do, I'll get to counter-sue.
Right, yeah.
It'll be sexual harassment. I'll show them. All right, let me see. Let's address the chat. Oh, my God. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. All right. John Doe. Opal sounded some dude and put some drugs in there. Boy, people are on a roll with their English here today, including myself. Every man with a foreskin needs to make great use of his foreskin. It's a coke pouch. Marsupial territory. Everything is a pouch. Oh, that's true. It's New Zealand. Sprinkle some cocaine on his penis and let's get out of here. Exactly, John Doe. Jolly Roger's Bill Roger says, oh, foreskin stash, much more common than sounding. More solid English, but yes, I guess if you're desperate enough, why not? Sprinkling coke on a man's penis is known as the Worski Gambit. His friends called him Engelbert Lumpy Dick? Fuckwad, you may have to explain that one. That one's over my head.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I apologize. Uncultured swine, I am.
I got you, fuckwad.
Yeah, Jolly Rogers, Bill Brother, Jizzajewski, oh my. Yeah, basically, I mean, you tell me, Jabbers, you take a crack at that. Genders is Juski. I mean, hurdy-furdy.
Let's see. So, Jindrazajewski? Jindrazajewski. There we go. I'm gonna go. Jindrazajewski.
Basically. I heard a story recently about a man who hid his weed in his fat rolls. That might work better. I don't know.
So he rolled a fat blunt and then hid his blunt in his fat roll.
Oh, my. It's money laundering in a laundromat all over again. Miss Stammer says, I'm trying to drink over here, damn it. Well, take a time. Take a time.
Take a time.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ. I've been talking for too long. It's only been 2 hours. I'm over my limit. Thanks, Atwater Drivers. I thought Old Man Nice Shot would get that one. No, I should have, and I didn't. What threw me off was the caps lock or the mixed lock, whatever the hell was going on with your lowercase, uppercase nonsense. Oh my God. Wow, Opal is getting some serious mention here. Serious play. Opal put a metal rod down some dude's urethra. Ouch! I didn't need to know that.
Okay. Well,
Opal...
now I wish Opal wasn't getting so many mentions in the chat.
He still got caught, but imagine the way the stash smelled. Ooh, yeah, no, probably similar to the way that cyst that got removed got smelled. Probably not as bad, but ugh. That.
Hope he didn't have an infection.
Yeah, probably some stretch marks. All right. That was 2 weeks and change of news. Oh boy. I think we've I think we covered the gambit. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we covered the last 2 weeks pretty well.
Oh, all right. Thank you for stopping by, everybody.
Hope everybody enjoyed our Jugband Jamboree.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the Jugband Jamboree. In fact, Coach Ed Ogeron, what do you think?
Tell them about it, JoJo.
I agree. Tell them about it, JoJo. I'm going to acknowledge the people in the chat, and then I think we're going to get out of here on some Swedish Chef. But thanks for stopping by. Bilgewater, John Doe, Miss Stabbers, Lucky87, A Viable Ninja, Taco Sunrise, Doe the Kid, Fuckwad, Naomi Diaz, Sengear, Ortiz. Oh my goodness, is there anybody else? I think Broski was in here at one point. Killing Joke, and Accurate Fool.
By. Killing Joke was here.
I know Hex was here because he said goodbye. And anybody else I missed, I apologize. Hopefully I'll do better the next time. Hopefully Jabbers will do better the next time, but that'll be impossible because he's perfect. Because he's Jabbers, I'm Jobbers. I'm the one that screws up. That's how this works, allegedly. So we'll be back this time next week unless something changes. That'll be December 8th, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye, everybody. See ya.
See ya, everybody.
Oh, and enjoy the stylistic musings of one Swedish Chef.
Here, there's four in the hair, the flip-flop, and the jacket, the back and the back and black. There's four in the horn, steer near, more scared. Beep. The spirit corn is stooping on the roof. Friends for it, they're more than the spirit they hoard. They steer in the hook and dig it as fair. And they flip chuck in the voodoo. The sphere gun. Here in the foregrip, there's the bird. They get the blue in the bush and there's four in the bird, the bird. Jengor sphere, the youngity-skidoo. Ye born the herd, mort. Ungesvung de hör bevorung de chocolate. Besvung de hör de chocolate. Yum with the chocolate. Besvung de hum. Good chocolate. Or no, the mousse. Mousse. The mousse. And good. The chocolate. On the moose.
Wait a minute. Enough. Stop hurting.